All right. Let's get into our account and get this started. How do I sound?
Keeps his balance, he keeps his head, and he equalises for Barcelona. Balls are coming together of then Gabby goes down, penalty, Barcelona. Lewandowski gives Barcelona the lead. Oh, brilliant, Rafinha! How did three defenders not spot him coming in? Keeps his head, and he equalises for Barcelona. Balls are coming together of then Gabby goes down, penalty, Barcelona. Lewandowski gives Barcelona the lead. Oh, brilliant, Rafinha! How did three defenders not spot him coming in? Barcelona are having the ball. Rafinha. This is history in the making.
Barcelona can celebrate 2025 Spanish Super Cup winners.
Yes, Barcelona with 2 wins so far in Clasico meetings with Real Madrid this season. Big wins as well. Real Madrid looking to make it third time lucky, and of course there is still another Liga Clasico to come between these two sides. But what must Real Madrid change with this Barcelona side that they're up against today, Ali, to at least try and avoid this happening again?
Well, I gave you a breakdown a few minutes ago and showed you that Real Madrid, first and foremost, they have to find organization and structure and discipline through the midfield. They have to be able to press the ball together in the middle third. So Ceballos, Valverde, Tchouaméni, Bellingham, they have to be outstanding today in not only pressing the ball in the middle third, but regaining possession in areas in which they can then bring Vini Jr. and Rodrigo. And on the subject of Vini Jr. and Rodrigo, much has been talked about Kylian Mbappe and how good or how poor he has been at times this season. And Vini just kind of goes unnoticed a little bit. And Rodrigo unnoticed a little bit because we're focusing on Mbappe. Both of these guys, Vini Jr. and Rodrigo, have had a down season. They have an opportunity today to have a big game. And if they're going to have a big game, they have to be able to get in transition, in behind, and challenge that high line of Barcelona.
On the flip side of things, Luis, what must Barcelona beware of today? What must they look out for with this Real Madrid side?
Yeah, definitely. For me, I think that they have two special corner spaces that, from Real Madrid's perspective, they need to exploit. That is the left side of this Barcelona four at the back. Gerard Martin is still having a lot of problems to try to keep that high line, to try to understand how he works, to try to adapt with his partner that is going to be, in this case, Íñigo Martínez. And I'm sure that Real Madrid is going to be very aware with Rodrigo and players like Valverde trying to exploit those spaces and their misunderstanding the area of lacking communication between those two players. And in the same side for Barcelona is with the runs of Frankie de Jong, Olmo and Rafinha. Those runs in between the spaces between Rudiger and Asensio or Lucas Vázquez. I think Rafinha is going to there, a lot to say, to try to find the gap in between Lucas Vázquez and Asensio. Those runs are going to be the most difficult for Real Madrid to stop, and Barcelona start understanding that those are the ones who really create danger. They are always a threat, and those players have been fantastic the whole season.
Let's talk about Pedri once again, because it's hard not to at the moment, and how key he is to Barcelona today.
Well, he's back to his best, Pedri, and injuries have played a part. But now that he has recovered, what people may not understand and may not be able to grasp as to how important he is to what Barcelona does, because we focus on Yamal and we focus on Rafinha, but Pedri is the one that sets the tempo. He sets the rhythm of play. He's the one that decides to speed it up or slow it down. And when he gets into the final third, the vision, the execution, once you see the pass, I'm going to drive, I'm going to attract attention to myself, I'm going to be more ambitious in the attack, which we have also seen this season. Again, the ability to see a pass, deliver the pass. It's one thing to see it, it's another thing to be able to deliver it with the right pace, and he does so very well. The pace of Barcelona and the pace and rhythm with which they play depends on the decisions that Pedri makes on the ball.
So amazing. Pedri, always great to talk about him. I've heard plenty from you about him. Obviously, you take him over your own son at times, Ale.
At times, right now, absolutely.
Right now being one of those cases. Luis Garcia, we've asked you to talk about Pedri so many times that we're not going to do that now. I am told there are some quite spectacular images of the cup being flown in. Have you ever seen anything like this, Luis?
That's it.
Oh shit! Don't drop the trophy.
We've seen this on a
I want that shit.
If I don't recall. Bali on Spiderman, I think they're one of the green things or villains.
Good though, you know who I am. Do I know who you are? Nah.
I think that
Am I supposed to?
The younger generation will appreciate the new style of bringing the cup.
Who are you?
And we just kind of.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya?
Let's call it this way.
I just hope it's not Sergio Ramos, because we know he won't keep hold of it.
I gotta tell you, we are gonna have to keep this vehicle, or whatever you want to call this, available, just in case Ricardo de Burgos Bengoechea doesn't have a good game. This is how they're gonna have to fly him out of the match. All I will tell you is, and we started the conversation on this game about Ricardo de Burgos Bengoechea. And ahead of this match, even before the press conference, if you have watched Ricardo de Burgos Bengoechea, the perspective is, or my perspective is that nervous. He's a nervous tree. He's nervous.
That is what's good, bro.
Talking to this player, talking to that player, talking to this player.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. You need calmness today. You
Welcome,
need confidence today. You know who has calmness and confidence? Lamine Yamal. You know who has calmness and confidence? Pedri. I picked against Barcelona in the first two Clásicos. I'm not doing that today. Barcelona have been too good for Real Madrid this season.
Okay, so Ali's going for Barcelona, and Barcelona favourites coming into today's game. You don't often, Luis, see Real Madrid going into a final and not being favoured in it. Who have you got winning it?
Totally. It's weird to just mention
Why is
Real
my
Madrid
chat
to be
not
favorite,
working,
but I
bro?
think this occasion I have to agree 100% with Ali. I think the Barcelona, for the momentum they are at the moment, the players who are on the pitch, and the fantastic performances that they have been delivering for the past few months, Barcelona is favorite, and I think that we can say not 100% confident, but at least 85-90% that Barcelona will win today, 2-1.
Less than 10 minutes to go for the Clásico. It's Ian Dark and Steve McManaman on the call. We'll be back with you at half-time.
Alright. How can I get this chat to work, bro?
The combo meal changed the game at BK.
With so many options, I play my way.
Fries are my say, no compromise.
Winning big time, cause it's free to
Open
swap
up
fries.
YouTube real quick.
It matters late at night. Hi, Alex. Nice to see you again. Because sometimes that's when you need us most.
It's not.
Where you get your medicine matters.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. They look like thousands, but sound like one. In their hands, a simple beat is transformed into a masterpiece.
I guess there's no chat.
Commitment runs through their veins.
Put a
Because
picture.
to them, the bigger the family, the better the game. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
I must really enjoy playing with toilets.
Weird. Let's explain how we got here. Clorox did an experiment measuring people's brain waves and found that petting puppies feels pretty good.
Oh my goodness.
Not surprising, but you know what feels even better? Cleaning a toilet.
Really?
For him, it did.
That is crazy.
Whoa. And for these
Bro, I hate these
participants,
American
clean
ads
felt
so
better than
much.
Getting a massage, playing video games, and getting their nails done. Rethink what makes you feel good.
Predictions for the match?
All I wanted to do was help kids and families. Bank of America was just so important.
4-3 for
getting
Madrid.
things started.
I feel
I think
we
4-3.
are growing together with Bank of America.
Had the opportunity to meet with Bank of America. That's what lifts communities like ours.
What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business.
Barcelona are flying. Goals galore and hopes of winning 4 trophies this season. Barcelona are having a ball. Real Madrid, by contrast, are in misery, dumped out of the Champions League by Arsenal, and they've already conceded 9 goals to their hated rivals Barca this season. 4 in La Liga, 5 in the Super Cup final, with Lamine Yamal, Robert Lewandowski and Rafinha scoring in both of those matches.
How's life in Madrid? Good wallah. Life in Madrid's good though.
The Madrid empire is falling apart. Real's revered coach Carlo
City's
Ancelotti
amazing.
could be on his way out. He and his players need a victory tonight
It is
to
very
change
beautiful.
the mood and morale.
Actually, great.
They're still alive. But Barcelona will take some stopping.
Maybe I have to
They've
show
lost
you.
only once in their last 27
Take
games,
the camera.
top La Liga, and are in the semi-finals of the Champions League.
That's the view.
What are we witnessing?
That's the current.
Absolutely brilliant. As ever, the stakes are high in today's Clásico. Good day to you. This is Ian Dark alongside Steve McManaman, the former Real Madrid, England and Liverpool star. This is the Copa del Rey final. The moods in the two camps could hardly be more different. Barcelona having a great season, Real Madrid full of self-doubt.
How about you, bro? Where are you
Yes,
in
they
uni?
are.
Where are
They've
you
not
for uni?
been through a purple patch in the last few months, haven't they? Yes, they won early on the season.
Where are
they
you
won
for
the
uni?
Super Cup, of course. They won the Intercontinental Cup out in Qatar. But Barcelona have been the standout team in La Liga, and they're still in the Champions League, of course. So they've certainly got one over on their old rivals. But this is a pivotal point in Real Madrid's season, I think, to try and salvage something
I like
from
that
this
picture.
campaign.
I like that picture a lot.
Certainly could change the mood music.
Hasta el
around
final.
There have been all kinds of inquests, and of course,
Germany.
you will have
What-
read
what's
the
he,
stories
Brendan?
that Carlo Ancelotti, the revered coach who's delivered Champions League and La Liga doubles twice for the club, looks to be on his way out to be replaced probably by Xavi Alonso, who led Bayer Leverkusen to the German title last year. There are quite a few subplots going on here.
Oh, there are many subplots, aren't they? Kylian Mbappe not playing tonight. He's on the bench. That's a subplot and a half. I know he's been carrying a little bit of a knock, but still, if Real Madrid go out and win today, it may say a lot about Kylian Mbappe. Lewandowski not there as well. So whether that
Not Bremen, it's next to Hamburg.
tell a
Alright.
picture for Barcelona tonight, we'll wait and see.
Okay.
Those Real Madrid players know what is at stake. They've
I am
been
praying
demolished,
on his downfall
frankly,
so hard
twice
now, bro.
by Barcelona this season. 4-0
If this blonde
in La
cunt
Liga
scores
at
on the
the
strong man.
Bernabeu as well, and 5-2 in Riyadh in the Super Cup final. But Real may think revenge is best served cold. It's not cold here. It's about 70 degrees, even with a 10 o'clock kickoff at night in the new home for this competition, the Copa del Rey. In fact, staging the last 5 finals, La Cartuja, originally built for the World Track and Field Championships. Ancelotti and Hansi, obviously there's a lot
working, bro.
of mutual
We're tight,
respect
but I can't see it.
between
Can't see it.
those two. It is a spectacular, it really is. You saw the trophy
Are they booing the national
arriving
anthem?
by something akin to a paraglider. I wasn't quite sure what you'd call it, a paraskier. I'm certainly delighted the packed out stadium here. As ever before the final, the playing of the Spanish national anthem, and there is King Felipe, who will be presenting the trophy later on.
Yeah, I think he was in Rome today. Well, he was in Vatican City today, I think. King Felipe making his way to Sevilla. It's good to see. It is called the King's Cup, the Copa del Rey. Very important trophy to be won in Spain.
Man, I hate them here so much, man. It's pissing me off.
Especially important, I think, this year for Real Madrid, who have
Come on,
won
boys.
20 times in the past against
Come on.
Barcelona's 31, but often in that time we've heard around Madrid, they've had bigger fish to fry,
Yeah.
you could argue. Not this season.
Oh, no.
Barcelona are 4 points ahead of them in the league, and these two meet again in a massive clash, which we will bring you on May the 11th. Barcelona against Real Madrid, which has the look of maybe being a title decider. We'll see how things work out in that department. Real Madrid against most expectations. Kylian Mbappe not in the starting lineup, still suffering a little bit from that ankle injury, so he's on the bench. Looks like Carlo Ancelotti will try last season's successful ploy of Vinicius
Barca win
and Rodrigo
5-0.
on front, with Bellingham just
Hat-trick for
behind.
them.
5 changes, Ferland Mendy and Dani Ceballos returning to the starting lineup among them.
It's possible. I mean, hat-trick is crazy though.
Referee Ricardo de Berajos Bencochea, a bizarre backdrop to the game, in tears at a press conference at criticism on Real Madrid TV of his handling of matches which he said affected his family, but he keeps the job. The VAR team waiting to make their possibly big decisions. Barcelona still without top scorer Robert Lewandowski, so Ferran Torres again leads the attacks. The players rested in midweek against Mallorca. That's Koundé, Kubasi, Rafinha, Martin and De Jong all return here, and that is the expected lineup, I think. Lamine Yamal, what a player, this 17-year-old. Here's people already talking that he could end up being the youngest Ballon d'Or winner.
For this year, I'd be very surprised. He's got 2 teammates who've had better seasons. Well, let's see.
Well, there's the spectacular setting. A very late night final. They do like a late night in Spain.
Vamos.
Well, can Real Madrid turn the tables on their big Spanish rivals here?
Vamos!
Silverware at stake. Barcelona, of course, in their famous colours, and Real Madrid in the traditional all-white. Young Paul Kubasi, among those rested in midweek, to make sure his energy levels are high for this big assignment. Gerard Martin, missing left back Alejandro Balde, out injured at the moment, so it's a big night for Martin in that left back slot. Interesting to see, are Real Madrid going to look better without Mbappe tonight?
Yeah, well, in my opinion, I actually think after watching them a lot this year, Ian, in La Liga, of course, in cup matches in the Champions League, I think the better with 2 out of the 3. I really do.
Rudy.
Rafinha trying to get that early ball in behind for Ferran Torres, and Bellingham can pick
Good
it
shit,
up
lads.
in the middle of the pitch. First time these two
Nice
met
ball.
in the final since 2014. That was the day of that famous goal from Gareth Bale, the winner, when he went off the pitch and came back on, linked up with the ball again and scored a fantastic solo goal. Hansi Flick doing a great job as the man in charge of Barcelona. Here's Rafinha. 30 goals.
Nice.
This season.
Ah.
Lewandowski's got 40, but he's out with a hamstring injury. Martin. Torres. Early chance here, maybe. They are so dangerous, this Barcelona side. Top scorers in Europe's top 5 leagues.
They're so open though, Real Madrid already. Ferran Torres just skips over Raul Asensio. He could have even fallen to the floor. See how frustrated Rudiger is.
They've just got so many ways to hurt the opposition. Dani Olmo, who scored in the last couple of matches. Koundé coming up from the back. He was another of those arrested in midweek for the 1-0 victory over Mallorca. Is this the last Clasico for Carlo Ancelotti?
Well, that's the I mean, I certainly think he'll go by the end of the season. Ian, I don't think he'll be here come the start of the new season. Whether he goes after this game, like it's been reported, is another scenario. I don't see the point of why he should go now. He might as well see the season out because he's got La Liga to play for. But after the Champions League debacle, I certainly can't see him being here come July, August.
Of course, the story goes that he might end up being in charge of Brazil at the World Cup in the United States, Canada and Mexico in 2026.
That wouldn't surprise you, the way Brazil have been playing. The free-flowing style that's associated with them.
Como no te voy a querer, champion Europa y una otra vez.
Continues through the lines, Rafinha.
So open at the side of the pitch.
Martin didn't get the pass right. But Barcelona, you can see the confidence coursing through this team because they've just won so many football matches.
Yeah, poor tackle by Lucas Vazquez into the back of Rafinha. And this side of the pitch, the right-hand side of Real Madrid, the left for Barcelona. This is the weak side. This is where they have to attack. Fede Valverde's gone into the centre of the park and Lucas Vazquez is isolated out there. It's a big weakness for Real Madrid.
A lot of people thought Valverde would be at right back tonight to counter the Rafinha threat. They haven't done that. They've gone with Lucas Vazquez. See how that plays out.
It's Lucas Vazquez and Rodrigo, Ian. That's the problem because Fede Valverde's gone into the field. You can't expect Rodrigo.
Puta Barça, hey! Hey! Puta Barça, hey! Hey!
So the space is incredible in there. It's Dani Carvajal stripped, Camavinga, Militao, all the ones who were injured, he's all stripped and ready, supporting the team.
Because Camavinga's out, isn't he? But they say he won't play again till next season. Significant muscle tear being the problem for him. He would have been maybe a candidate for left back tonight, if not midfield. There's Valverde. The problem when they've had to use him at right back is they miss him in midfield.
Oh, nice.
Here's Vinicius.
Nice.
His first foray, but the flag was up against him. He did score a hat-trick last season against Barcelona.
Yeah, I think he was just leaning.
Indigo Martinez. A wonderful season at the heart of that defence. He's a fixture in the team. And Pedri, very much the conductor of the orchestra.
You can see what Madrid have done though. When they do not have the ball, they get into a 5 into midfield as soon as possible. There's the injured boys from Barca, Robert Lewandowski, but Balde, of course.
And Lewandowski in particular will be pretty sickened to be missing a cup final like this.
Cup final, in Champions League semi-final, he looks as if he's going to miss those those 3 games. That is huge.
Barcelona face Inter in the semi. Tough assignment. Inter have just knocked out Bayern Munich. Here's Frankie de Jong, who's worked his way back into the starting lineup. Kubasi,
So good.
Koundé,
So good on.
now Bellingham. Robbed by Frankie de Jong. Important, and Valverde's in the right place to mop up that particular problem. Both of these two teams have won the trophy in this stadium. Barcelona 4 years ago, 4-0 against the Athletic Club, and Real Madrid a couple of years ago against Osasuna.
Dani Ceballos told to play on that side of the pitch, on the left for Real Madrid. He's going to try and stop any pass into Lamine Yamal and try and help out Ferland Mendy.
Yamal's pass was a little bit loose, and Rudiger was able to intercept that.
Hey!
Ceballos got himself in a bit of a mess, but the play is going to be pulled back.
Yeah, Dani Olmo's just tripping, but he doesn't actually need to. As you said, Ian, he gets himself into a bit of a mess there. A little stamp when he doesn't need to. He's getting surrounded by Barcelona players.
It could be a little bit of rust for Mendy and Ceballos. They've not played that much
And he's
lately
gone
because
down
of
as
injury.
well again, Ian.
Well,
Mendy's gone down again, only just back in. He's feeling his, I think it was his groins, but he certainly doesn't look as if he's going to be on it very long.
Well,
This is the problem.
Yeah.
Real Madrid have been linked with left-backs for a number of years now because of the injury situation with Ferland Mendy. This fella, Fran Garcia, is not good enough. They think he's not good enough. This is not me. The club think he's not good enough. That's why they are constantly linked with full-backs.
You wonder why they didn't do a little bit more in that department in January. Have they paid for that a wee bit?
I think so. They didn't want to bring any full-backs in January and February. They didn't think they were good enough, and they should have.
And David Alaba is out again. He's on the bench tonight, but he's not properly fit to start because they started him against Arsenal, and he got a roasting, didn't he, from Bukayo Saka?
I think that shows you. They played that many people. Camavinga's played there, Alaba's played there, Ferland Mendy, Fran Garcia. They are not happy with the situation. Likewise at right back, which they're trying to address, as we know.
Well, in centre back as well, really, with Eder Militao out for the season with another ACL injury. It's just as well Raul Asensio has come in and done as well as he has. But it's the end of the night early on for Ferland Mendy, and Fran Garcia has been given the signal that he is needed to replace him. I mean, frankly, from Real Madrid's point of view, they've got to just dig out a result here,
Yes,
haven't
they
they?
do.
Somehow or another.
Yeah. Like any other side, Ian, that sometimes struggle, you have to get in a position, you have to be difficult to break down, you have to be difficult to beat, you have to run and run and run. You can't just expect it to happen because you're Real Madrid.
So the gamble of playing Ferland Mendy has backfired. He obviously felt something in that particular challenge with Koundé. Fran Garcia gets an early touch of the ball. Robbed, though, straight away by Lamine Yamal. He's got a big job facing Yamal, who scored in both the Clásicos this season. And Sanchez's there to mop up this time.
France lost the ball twice already almost.
Well, it's an unsettling start to the game, that's for sure, for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
What's good, Kabir?
Real Madrid have been hardly
How are you?
Barcelona half the pitch, and they've suddenly lost the left back.
Inside to Jude Bellingham. He might be able to reprise the role he had last season, scoring goals just behind Vinicius and Rodrigo. If it works out, if they can get into Barcelona's half and pressure them.
Keep it.
Seems he's not believing his team can win the lot. He thinks it's going to be hard work, but how things have been going. The only time they've been beaten recently was in the second leg away to Borussia Dortmund. But in the end, that didn't matter because they went through anyway on aggregate.
Sure, bro.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me at all that evening. We were 4-0 up.
Here's Lamine Yamal off on another of those darting runs of his. And Garcia gets across and is happy to concede the corner.
He just skipped past Fran Garcia, didn't he? Really, just flicked it over him. Very simple.
Hard to believe Lamine Yamal won't be 18 until the summer. This time Valverde was the player that got it away for Real Madrid, who are concentrating early on here and just trying to be pretty tight, contain Barcelona, and really just grow in confidence as this goes on. But here's Koundé.
Nice.
All the way through for Dani Olmo. Now Inigo Martinez. On the losing side here against Barcelona 4 years ago in his days playing for Athletic Club. Just can't get out at the moment. This pressure going on from Barcelona is penning them in.
Yeah, foul on Frankie de Jong on Jude Bellingham just to give them that little bit of space, but Madrid play it quick, go backwards and almost get caught in there.
Nice, Rodrigo.
Pedri. Barcy nearly got himself in a bit of a tangle there. Just located the ball in the nick of time. Barcelona, by the way, I was looking it up, they've hit 4 or more goals this season 22 times, including in every round of the Copa del Rey so far. Martin with a smart ball forward. Rafinha across the face of goal.
Nice
Fran Garcia. Yeah, but this isn't a good one. And Barcelona have the chance to build again. Pedri. There's Luka Modric, closing in on his 40th birthday in September, and likely to play some part, you'd think, at some point tonight.
Look at Rodrigo.
Vinicius to Rodrigo, Real Madrid's first real foray forward.
No, Vinny. Stupid man.
Was able to pick it up. Lamine Yamal into the space. Rafinha. Ferran Torres waiting in the middle. Can he find him? There is Torres trying to deflect it goalwards. but to no avail in the end.
Fede, I love you, man.
Yeah, Barcelona
Fede.
wants the handball. I think it does
I love
strike
you.
actually Raul Asensio's hands, but it's never going to be a penalty. Him and Ferran Torres about sliding into the penalty area, but it was another good breakdown. Barcelona's left, Real Madrid's right. I've mentioned it numerous of times. Extremely vulnerable down the flanks.
Lucas Vazquez captaining the side tonight for Real Madrid. Real Madrid have only won this trophy once in the last decade. They've only been in the final once in the last decade before tonight.
Yeah, it's very Valverde's hand, it's not Raul Asensio. It does strike his hand, like I said, but both of them are going for the ball.
I don't think that's going to
No chance. No, it should.
Just supporting his body. Koundé's right. Here's Lamine Yamal again. De Jong.
No!
Wanted to quick counter, but that isn't going to happen.
That's ball, bro. Fully ball.
There's the Dutchman, De Jong again, happily over his injury problems, which have curtailed his appearances over the last season or so. I wonder what the possession stat is so far for Barcelona. It looks, doesn't it, like something like 80%. Pedri again. Class Becker supreme. Yamal into that left foot of his, and that was not a million miles wide. He just needed a touch from somebody. That touch was not forthcoming.
Yeah, simple enough for Lamine Yamal. Just cuts in onto the left foot. Rudiger leaves it. He's quite confident. Courtois, thankfully, just seen it past the post.
I think he was saying a silent.
Yeah.
Real Madrid cannot find any foothold in the game. Mbappe, by the way, is on the bench. His ankle injury obviously still giving him a little bit of problems. Otherwise, he'd be starting here. You'd think he would be anyway.
I have no idea where Real Madrid are playing in or how they're playing. Look where Rodrigo's position is. He's supposed to be up front with Vinicius Junior, or so you would think. He's playing like a right back. So it just makes Real Madrid be more defensive and allows Barcelona the opportunity just to come forward at will. Because once Madrid clear it, they've got Vinicius Junior up front, who's not working hard enough to get the ball or get on the ball.
They look fearful of Barcelona, don't they?
Yeah, terrified.
Early on in the game. Free kick here to be taken by Rafinha. He's having this spectacular season. I've been delighted as well to hear that his old club Leeds United have been promoted back to the Premier League in England. Seems a long time ago. Rafinha's ball in, and Courtois stretched into the save by Koundé's header.
Yeah, easy enough for Courtois, but look how simple this is. Koundé is standing in front of Raul Asensio. He just gets a free header. Look at him there, standing in front. Nobody challenges, free header. Thankfully, it's the middle of the goal for Courtois to tip over the bar. But a really poor 20 minutes from Real Madrid. Excellent from Barcelona.
But it does stay 0-0. Pedri again. It's a good ball. It evaded everybody except Courtois, that is, of course.
Oh, nice study.
Pele to Jude Bellingham. Good score. And a few of those from both of the fullbacks so far. He's got to be worried. It's never been like this for him at Real Madrid. It's been largely a success story. There's been a bit of brinkmanship along the way, some great escapes. But the story until recently was, well, Real Madrid always get it done. Well, lately, they haven't. Martin. Covering pretty good there, though. Valverde getting a lot of men behind the ball, Real Madrid, and that's just about all they've been able to manage so far.
Yeah, a little bit of respite for Madrid now after that foul on Rodrigo.
One for the photographers, really, from Courtois. It's a routine saving his book. He's now playing for Belgium again, formerly the previous coach, Tedesco.
Oh, what a ball! Go on, Jude.
And here's Bellingham to Vinicius. Fran Garcia arriving. And there's an opportunity if you've got the cross shot right. Tchouameni.
Good Tchouameni, nice. Good.
Here's Dani Ceballos. They've ridden the storm so far.
Nice Rodrigo.
Provide a threat of their own.
Stupid way to lose it, man.
That's the way I think they're going to stop him. They want bookings, don't they, the Barcelona players, but really, I think it was to just let the referee get on with it.
Yeah, he just stands across it. He was clever. Lamine Yamal.
Could have been another yellow, though. Another day. Now then, Torres. Filling in for Lewandowski. And by the way, since the start of February, he's got as many goals as Lewandowski. 10 apiece.
Yeah, they can certainly do a job, Ferran Torres. The only thing you would say with Lewandowski is positional play is much better. It's a typical number 9 positional play. Ferran Torres likes to drop, likes to link in, which is fine, and he'll certainly do the job because the team are excellent. But Lewandowski keeps the pitch nice and high and then nice and wide for the likes of Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. Yeah, they just have to hang on in there, Ian. That's all they have to do.
Is this Real Madrid parking the bus?
To a certain extent, yes, hitting on the counter-attack. But when you say sometimes parking the bus, sometimes parking the bus means that they're difficult to play through. They're condensed, they're nice and high. There's not much space. There's plenty of space to play against Real Madrid. Yellow card for Carlo. He's feeling the pressure slightly.
Through even more chewing gum than usual lately. I think Real Madrid's pressurised. Wait till he gets to Brazil. Yeah. If that happens.
Yeah, it was handball. It did brush his hands, but I don't think you can necessarily get carried away. Let's have a little bit of an air of calmness about you.
Is De Jong. He's played in every game bar one this season. That's been a good one for Barcelona as well. There's quite a lot of injury in his career until now. Pedri looking to tiptoe through, round through again, close the door, look for the quick counter.
That's the problem, Ian. They're countering from 80 yards. it's nigh on impossible to counter from 80 yards.
They're just getting the foot in to break up Barcelona's rhythm. Lucas Vázquez.
I mean, what Hansi Flick has instilled in me is a real willingness to go and close the ball when Barca have lost it. Their first thing is to go and shut down the Real Madrid player. Here's Lamine Yamal closing Vinicius Junior down. But you can see they've got a plan of how they play. When you look at Madrid, it looks as if Carlo hasn't really instilled a plan into them. It's a lot of off the cuff, but look at the work rate there. Vinny Junior's not interested. Rodrigo sauntering back, really not making much of an effort to close the ball down. It's all a bit, very, very different to how Barcelona close the ball when they lose it.
Loose ball in the middle of the pitch. Bellingham can pick that up. Vinicius is really good covering by Kubasi. Here's Lamine Yamal. Cut on that left foot. They can't really let him do that. Laid back. Pedri! Oh! It's a brilliant goal! What a strike from Pedri! That is sensational. And Barcelona lead here, having dominated the game.
Yeah, and it's everything they deserve, isn't it, Ian? Incredible strike from Pedri. Coming onto it with his right foot and bending it inside of his right foot, just bending it into that far corner. And what I also would say is wonderful play by Lamine Yamal. It looks easy, and it is easy, but the fact that he delays it so much, the pass, doesn't panic, doesn't do anything ridiculous. This is the ball from Bellingham, cut out by Kubasi, and then they're onto it. Look who starts the move, Ian. Look who starts the move. It's the goal scorer. Over to Lamine Yamal. And look how much he takes his time. Delays it, and then just does this. Extra step, extra shuffle. Poof. And
Beautiful,
look at the
beautiful
finish.
weight on this, isn't
Look at the finish. As a look up, inside of that right foot, bending away. He couldn't have placed it any better. The young Spanish superstar to the other young Spanish superstar in Pedri. Brilliant goal.
A thing of beauty for Barcelona. A second Clasico goal for Pedri. And by the way, that ended a 12-game goal drought for him. So if Real Madrid's plan was to contain and counter, that has gone out of the window. Martinez. Rafinha. Yellow card for Chouameni for his challenge. Nearby Spanish colleagues getting pretty excited at developments here, but Barcelona have scored now 10 goals against Real Madrid this season. And counting, you'd have to say. Pedri starting the move and finishing it. Painful. For Danny Olmo down there.
Yeah, it is. You know what would be really nice to see, Ian, is that the bigger picture above the stadium, to see how many people Pedri runs past. Because he starts the move and then he goes on to finish it off.
Courtois, who's usually a fairly calm character, surveying the scene and wondering just how much more he might have to do against this extremely dangerous Barcelona attack. Madrid's record, by the way, in finals of the Copa del Rey, isn't that great? 20 wins and 20 defeats as well. There's Barcelona at 31 victories in this competition. That's a record in Spain, and only 11 defeats. Last time they won it, they had Lionel Messi in the team, scoring as well. Martinez. Barcelona look like a team, don't they, who believe in themselves and have developed a new identity now. And it's the identity really that Hansi Flick has stamped on this team. Tough watch.
It is.
For Real Madrid fans so far, that's for sure.
It is. Chastening experience, humbling experience. They've been beaten really comfortably, as you said before, in 4-0 and 5-2 in the previous games, but I haven't seen it. I know it's only 1-0 at this moment in time, but I haven't seen a game so one-sided.
Yamal again. Involved in yet another goal. He's got 14 goals and 18 assists this season. Make that 19 assists with that one just now. Has to be said, Real Madrid at the moment just cannot find any kind of foothold in this Clásico final.
It's just a case of surviving till half time, and hopefully only being 1-0 down.
They do look like their confidence has been shaken by what happened to them in the other two meetings with Barca this season.
You see how Barcelona go and close them down. Good play by Bellingham to get away from Pedri, but they go and hunt them.
Garcia. Wait for Vinicius. Bellingham's made a run into the middle. They try to find him. Comes out here.
He's off. He's off.
Big chance and equalises. But the flag's up. The flag's up. It's not going to count. But that, at least, was something for Real Madrid to bite on.
Yeah, and it was Jude Bellingham who started it. Ian turning away from Pedri deep by his own goal. And he just gets caught. This is a nice ball by Dani Ceballos, but he was offside.
Just get back on, man.
Good finish by Jude, but at least he's trying to get the team going. Somebody's trying to do something.
It's Koundé to Pedri again. And Frank Garcia can make an interception. Lucas Vázquez. I think you're right, Maka. I think it's a question of Real Madrid getting to half-time without too much more damage occurring, but it might, because here's Gerard Martin into the penalty area. corner down. Referee waves playing. Now he's going to pull the play back.
Yeah, that was a foul by Gerard Martin. The referee's just waved it away. Frankie de Jong saying he could have had a penalty. VAR will have a look at it. Of course they will, but the left back will receive a yellow card for the late challenge.
Martin has gone into the book.
Yeah, that was the challenge by Tchouaméni. And that was the late challenge. I mean, it was low. Wasn't particularly forceful. It was a nothing challenge, really. I think the referee didn't see it properly. And, of course, VAR cannot then intervene for a yellow card.
Lucas Vazquez.
Good play, lads.
Plays a nice one too.
Played nice. Good football, man.
To Fran Garcia. Vinicius. That's better from Real Madrid. A fluent, coherent attacking move. Fede Valverde, scoring of a great goal in midweek, his volley late on to win the game against Getafe. Another great ball by Lamine Yamal. Torres looked offside. They play on for the time being. Rudiger. Valverde. Real Madrid's passing has, well, the radar's not been right, has it?
No. Here's the challenge. Tchouaméni.
He's outside the box anyway.
Yeah, on Olmo, just outside.
And he didn't give the free kick, and it was 2 yards away. Pedri. And we've banged on about this before, but Real Madrid TV can't carry on doing pieces about referees for forthcoming games.
No.
It's a ludicrous situation. Rafinha cuts this one back.
Oh no, it's shocking, isn't it? Absolutely shocking.
Ceballos, he's missed a lot of games. He's come back more recently. You see Pedri directing operations in there, can't you?
Yeah.
And just watches, you hear his football brain ticking. And the standout performer in this game so far, and has illuminated it with a wonderful goal. The 11 players out on the pitch for Barcelona. Only Pedri and Frankie de Jong were starters when they won this trophy 4 years ago. Ronald Araujo came on in that game. He's on the bench again tonight. Can't get his place back in the defence, can he?
No, and he may be one of the people who are valuable enough to move on in the summer to try and free up some transfers.
Frankie de Jong, Olmo, Rudiger. It's a good stretch from him. He needed it. Real Madrid do get out with Bellingham. Vinicius.
No, nice vision.
Koundé down that side. They often used to put in Araujo at right back against him in a couple of years ago, and Koundé had been moved inside. Maybe just think they don't need that experiment anymore. So Florentino Perez there, the president of Real Madrid, who apparently has decided that Ancelotti's time is up.
Yeah. Juan Laporta as well. Far happier.
Yeah.
Certainly with the footballing side. So easy to play through. So easy to play through.
That's exactly what they're trying to do here in Real Madrid. They'll close the door, almost down again. He's been down once or twice in this match.
Yeah, it was a foul, but nothing more. He just go for it. He just loses control slightly, Dani Olmo. There's the king, Felipe.
Too early yet to be tying the Barcelona ribbons around the trophy. Plenty could happen yet. There could be a Real Madrid revival. There needs to be.
There needs to be, and they need to keep this out the back of the net a couple of minutes before half-time as well.
About 25 yards out, Rafinha. Very interested, of course he is. It is Rafinha, it deflects. Could have gone anywhere, including the corner of the net. Instead it goes for a corner.
Yeah, deflection off Rudiger.
Barcelona looking to add to their lead. Dani Olmo in charge of the corner kick. Looking to flip that on, and how does that stay out on the back post? It still might not.
I think it hit the post, Ian. I think it went all the way through and hit the post.
Well, that will be worth another look, but that was a hair-raising escape for Real Madrid.
Yeah, missed at the front post. The flick on by Ferran Torres missed, and then it just goes all the way through and it's the post. Ferran Torres misses this, and then everybody else through the legs of Rudiger, curling in. It's Kubasi at the far post, goes flying. He's just pulled back by Dani Ceballos. I mean, I don't know how much of a pullback it was, but he had to be incredibly careful.
He only needed to get a stud to that, didn't he, to deflect it in.
I'm surprised VAR haven't a look at the replay.
Well, they'd have to regard it as a very serious error with the original decision.
As you said, it only needed a stud.
Meanwhile, at the other end, here goes Vinicius taking on Koundé again, who wins the race this time. Happy to concede the corner. Last minute of the half. A half where Real Madrid have been second best by a long way.
Look at the far post. Dani Ceballos not looking at the ball. Pull of the share.
Whoa.
Oh.
When you look at that again.
Exactly. I'm amazed they haven't.
When you see that again, you'd have to say Real Madrid got away with one there. Had that gone for the referee to look at the monitor.
I mean, as you said, Ian, we are talking inches about sticking it in. It hits the post. So any touch, it's in the back of the net.
It's crazy, really, isn't it, that players are not even looking at the ball. And they're just wrestling players out of the way.
Well, Raul Asensio was punished against Arsenal, given a penalty, wasn't he, in the Bernabeu for not looking at the ball and pulling Mikel Merino down. And that's the same. Dani Ceballos and Pau Kupasi.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Mbappe come on at half-time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he's got 45 minutes in him with this ankle problem.
Yes.
Being only 1-0 down is almost a result for Real Madrid here. In that first half, you would say. Lamine Yamal is the player.
Yeah, him and Dani Ceballos. You couldn't really see what went on, but Lamine Yamal's down, holding his eye. No, I still couldn't see what happened. Oh, there you go. Oh, he's just been hit by a heavyweight champion of the world to go down on the floor like that.
Doesn't need that, does
no,
it?
He doesn't need that in this game at all. He's too good for that. He doesn't need play acting and fainting and falling over.
Yeah, not many marks in the amateur dramatics department there for Lamine Yamal, I'm afraid.
No, leave it, Vinny, leave it, you're off. He's off.
Vinicius closing in.
Whoa!
And he got a hand to it.
Penalty,
And he's given a penalty, isn't he?
But I think Vinicius Junior was offside.
He was offside.
I think he's given.
Yeah, that's why I said leave it in commentary. Fran Garcia was onside.
I said leave it.
He had to leave it for him. Surely he knew. He certainly looked offside. Let's have a look here.
He was off.
Yeah, he had to leave it for Fran Garcia. Leave it to him.
It's close, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he loses the ball there. And, oh yeah, Inigo Martinez misses the ball as well.
And wipes him out.
Kicks the floor, yeah. If he gets the ball, it's not a penalty, but he kicks the floor.
So that was a close run thing for Barcelona, just showing the fragility of a one-goal lead.
Yeah, it was a good pass again by Jude Bellingham. I mean, it's just Vinicius Junior has to be aware of his surroundings. He looked offside. His friend's running onto it from a deeper position. Just leave it.
At half-time, we'll hear from Keita Ali and Sidham Nedham in the stadium. Luis Garcia as well, with their verdict on this first half, which has been dominated by Barcelona. But their lead is not one that can't be pulled back. Only one goal. Martin. Rafinha almost goes down again. And this referee is a dental technician by trade, we're told. And refereeing the Clásico sometimes can be like pulling teeth.
Yeah. And also the constant moaning off the opposition, whoever is fouled, Real Madrid and Barca included. Yes, it's a foul. The referee's given a foul. Whether he's going to book Raul Asensio is another thing. But you see Inigo Martinez runs 50 yards to complain. Here's the offside. He's offside. You can see he was offside. But look at Fran Garcia. He's 3 yards onside. Why doesn't he just let him roll with it? He must be aware. Surely he must be aware.
Turns out he wasn't.
No.
Otherwise, Real Madrid could have had a penalty there. Olmo to play it in. Deflects behind off Lucas Vázquez for a late corner in the half to Barcelona. And this is probably going to be the last act of the first half in Seville.
Damn, bro.
Olmo to take it. Such a start for Spain in the European Championship win. Looking for that near post flick on again that nearly worked a couple of minutes before.
And that's half time.
Looking for the quick break in behind. Koundé got his head to it though. Now Rodrigo. Bellingham wanted a free kick, not getting it. Play on, says the referee. Nearly half time. The referee's going to blow very, very shortly.
I need to use the bathroom.
Half time in this
I will be
Copa
right
del
back.
Rey final.
fans with a Modelo.
I am back.
Thousands, but sound
And
like one. In their hands, a simple beat is transformed into a masterpiece. Commitment runs through their veins. Because to them, the bigger the family, the better the game. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
A blind spot that's never out of sight. How it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Right now, lease the Hyundai Tucson for $273 per month. See your Pacific Northwest Hyundai dealer.
Jeff, you good?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Listen up. Jeff has a sore back, and it's the Rec League semifinal. Man, back in the game. We got the ice, and we got the hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy hot, just so back.
Check-in time is 3.
It's 2:55.
I know.
Is this what he's doing now?
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. No game. No fun.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one you have all to yourself.
Welcome back to Seville. Ian Dark alongside Steve McManaman, and it looks like Kylian Mbappe has got the half-time call to see if he can rescue Real Madrid as they trail by a 0-0 in the Copa del Rey final here against their bitter rivals, Barcelona. Real, can Mbappe make the difference for them?
Well, he needs to. It's as simple as that. Not good enough in the first half. We'll wait and see who's come off, if anybody's got an injury, but likely it'll be Rodrigo because he's the fall guy when it comes down to Vinicius Junior and Mbappe and Rodrigo. He normally seems the one that is replaced, so we'll wait and see if that happens or whether somebody's struggling. But they need a lift, they need an impetus, they need a kick up the backside to sort themselves out. Otherwise, they'll just fall to another defeat from this excellent Barcelona team.
Barcelona, who face Inter in the first leg of their Champions League semi-final as early as Wednesday. But they cannot afford to have that on their minds. It's clear from the team that Hansi Flick is picked here tonight. There's no attempt at rotation. Okay, Lewandowski's injured. But they want this trophy before they go for the Champions League.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They want it. Madrid need it. Desperately need it. Otherwise, the fans will tell them at the Bernabeu the weekend if they don't win.
Here's a question for you. The Real Madrid players kind of know now that Ancelotti's going. It's always difficult, isn't it, to get a tune for the manager when you know he's not going to be the guy in charge picking the team next year.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who's in charge of Real Madrid. Ian, you're playing for themselves. When you cross the white line, it's about you and the opposition. It's not about the manager. They were good enough to win the Champions League and the league last year. This year, they've been a shadow of themselves. A shadow of themselves, and that's not down to Carlo. You can't be Carlo's amazing when you win the Champions League and terrible the following year. The players need to do it. And the players need to give this man in shot a right royal send-off.
Vinny's coming off?
And I blame them.
Oh,
they've
my
lost Toni
goodness.
Kroos. Yes, they've had injuries, but they brought this guy in. And they have not worked hard enough.
I thought Vinny was coming
They
off.
are dysfunctional and dishevelled up top when the three of them play, and they need to find a way of organising themselves to play. They're good enough players, but they have not performed as a group this year.
It is Rodrigo, we thought it would be, who makes way. He's on a bit of a goal drought just lately, is Rodrigo. 11 without a goal going into this game. And,
but that's sad in itself, isn't it, Ian? He's always the fall guy. So you're not making him happy. You know, he might be looking elsewhere. He might be thinking, why am I staying around here if I'm the one who gets substituted every single time things are not going right?
Right.
Real Madrid in their all-white outfit, getting us underway at the start of the second half here at La Cartuja Stadium in Seville. Barcelona closing in on what they hope will be a second trophy of the season, having won the Spanish Super Cup against tonight's opponents by 5-2 earlier on in the campaign. Torres. Rafinha out on that left-hand side. Is Lamine Yamal on that left foot. Frank Garcia's got to know that's what he's trying to do. And keep him on the right foot if he can.
Yeah. Goes without saying, you know what he's going to do. I know what he's going to do, especially when he's there. There's only one way he wants to go, and it's onto his left foot to open the pitch out. You show him to the touchline. You angle your body. You almost say, go down there. Frank Garcia is a left-footed player. He wants him to tackle on his left foot. So show Lamine Yamal onto his right foot. The one thing I would say, I expect Real Madrid to be much better in the second half. Those two up top can cause trouble. They have to push further forwards.
There's Frankie de Jong, who resisted all attempts to sell him on or cash him in. Manchester United were very interested, of course, when Erik ten Hag was in charge at Old Trafford. It never happened. Martinez, an old head, isn't he, among the youngsters? Dani Olmo, wide for Jules Koundé, the French international player. Pedri, and Yamal. Barcelona dominating the ball. It's a pretty good hit by Rafinha. Would have been interesting to be a fly on the wall in the Real Madrid locker room at half-time, that's for sure. Exactly what Carlo Ancelotti had to say, or even what the players were making of it.
Yeah. I mean, the players in reality should police themselves, but of course Carlo and his son Davide will have a big say. But the players must know in the first half that it wasn't good enough.
It's Pedri again to Dani Olmo. Pedri almost invited to have another crack. He does have another crack. Doesn't get that one as right as he got the one that gave Barcelona the lead. There's Robert Lewandowski on the right on 40 goals for the season. He scored in both the Clásicos earlier on in the campaign, as did Yamal, as did Rafinha. Towards Mbappe, never gets to him. Because Martinez, one of his Bellingham.
Nice Jude. Oh my goodness.
Driving run from him. Vinicius here. Chance
Oh.
for Madrid. Didn't get the
Oh.
a second attempt. And it's turned around by Szczesny.
Yeah, brilliant by Jude Bellingham. He's the only
Amazing
one
from
driving
Jude, man.
forward.
Amazing.
Something showing a little bit of tenacity and work rate. This is lovely past Pedri. Drives forward, puts Vinicius Junior in. His first touch, as you can clearly
Horrible
see
touch.
from that behind shot, is away from the goal. He needs to go forward and get his shot on target, but he drags it away, cutting his own angle down, makes
Horrible
the
touch.
save easier for Szczesny.
was a moment of promise for Real Madrid. Can they build on it? Here's the corner kick. Rudiger's among those going for it.
Yeah, that drag there, you see he's always running away, then he can't generate enough power back across the goalkeeper.
But he liked that more. Looked pretty cheesed off, didn't he, sitting there
yeah, and rightly
at half
so.
time.
Rightly so. We're talking about a cup final, Ian.
Hey!
So he will still go down as a great Real Madrid coach.
Yeah, rightly so, yes, rightly so.
Lamine Yamal spots the play again. Rafinha inside.
Oh my God, Fede.
Opportunity, Valverde just doing enough. He's not happy.
No, he's not happy at all. He's the one who's running around. He's the one who's trying to work. And he's letting his teammates know that's not good enough, and rightly so.
Well, Ale Moreno at half-time pinpointed Bellingham's
for the goal,
problem with the goal, not tracking back, standing around after his misplaced pass. And Pedri had the freedom of the park really to sweep in that vital goal. Rudiger won the header.
Yeah, that's a big concern for Real Madrid, because when you see some of the stats from certain players, they are damning after games how much they run, or how little they run, I should say. Only certain players, but the stats are there for everybody to see. And when you've got teammates who are running double what you're running, that's a problem. That is a problem.
The right place to make the point in this stadium that was built for track and field. Dani Olmo. Like old Barcelona teams, so comfortable on the ball, these players. Koundé. There's a nice little angle. Rafinha's come out to the right-hand side for just a moment. I mean, the way things are in La Liga, Barcelona could lose the Clásico and still win the championship, because their leader is 4 points if they win all the other games.
And also, Ian, as you know, it's not goal difference, it's head-to-head.
Yeah.
So Madrid would have to win 5-0 even in the Clásico to turn that over as well. So even that's like an extra point, winning 4-0 at the Bernabeu.
Barcelona's next game in the league is away to Real Valladolid, who are, of course, struggling this season. That is on Saturday, 2:30 Eastern Time for you on ESPN Plus.
Oh my God! Wow, beautiful.
Mbappe with an opportunity. Can he produce something here?
Kylian! Oh!
It's a goal kick as well. There was another nice ball by Jude Bellingham to set Kylian Mbappe free. And this is what he's great at. Sharp spaces, really quick, good body movements, flick, step over. He's away from Kubarsi, but just bounces back. No, it's actually off Kubarsi, so it should be a corner.
Be quite a week, isn't it, for this referee hitting the headlines
Arda?
with his tearful press conference.
No, this is not a surprise as well, not a surprise at all.
Valverde right back, Valverde right back.
Luka Modric.
Yeah, not a surprise.
39 years of age.
Fede Valverde to right back. Arda Güler as well, looks as if he's coming on. Scored at the weekend, didn't he?
Yep. Midweek winner against Getafe for the Turkish international Arda Güler.
Dani Ceballos off.
Ceballos only recently back from injury, so probably wouldn't have 90 minutes in him. Vasquez comes off. Let's see if that makes any difference. Modric might be able to just exert a little more control in the middle of the pitch, maybe. But things are opening up here. They've got a 3 against 2. Lamine Yamal wanted it on the right-hand side. They've gone to Rafinha, and he's pulled it wide. And Lamine Yamal is very, very upset. That wasn't fed to him.
Yeah, and rightly so as well, because it was a poor ball by Dani Olmo. Because he actually plays it behind Rafinha. Nice ball in, good run. And he's facing that way. He turns and goes the other way, but it's just slightly behind Rafinha where he has to slow his progress down. Yeah, that was the pass.
How costly might that be? That was a massive opportunity for Barcelona to go 2 up. Real Madrid managed to survive.
Amazing.
Here's Mbappe. Is arriving. Here's Vinicius. Big opportunity. And somehow Barcelona escaped that. But things are starting to happen for Real.
Yeah, once you get Mbappe fronting up Martinez like this, there's problems. Kunde just does enough. And then eventually it falls. Fede Valverde, I think it was Fede Valverde was saying it was a handball. Saw one for Jude Bellingham. Here, Ian, look, floor there, off his arm. No, it's off his leg.
Yeah,
Martin. I mean, it was brilliant from him, wasn't it? Gerard Martin just flicks out a leg. No, it's not Carlo, unfortunately.
And that's how quickly things can change. One moment, Barcelona, massive chance to go 2 up at Real Madrid. Just starting to suggest they are not done with by any means in this final.
Well, what's happening is that the game is starting to open up now, and Real Madrid will have to take chances. Barca have a 3-on-2, where Rafinha takes the shot. Olmo played the wrong pass, and then Madrid right down the other end go and get a really good chance as well.
Just the 1 goal so far, but this has been a heck of a competition this year. Both teams won 5-4 on aggregate in the semi-finals. Real Madrid against Real Sociedad.
Oh, vamos, Kylian. Look for Jude!
Madrid. And both of those semi-finals featured 4-4 games in one of the legs. So it's been full value for money, the Copa del Rey this season.
Ahí.
Barcelona won it 4 times in a row. 2015, 16, 17, 18 in the Messi era. Martinez to Martin. Some young left back who's seeing a fair bit of action this season. Coming up to the hour mark. Real Madrid just pressing a little higher now. Vinicius getting more into the game. Will not be a threat to Wojciech Szczesny. Well, they've had a lot to shout about this season. The Barcelona fans giving the ball away there. And Vinicius! It was curving all the time, but not curving quite quick enough.
Yeah, much better from Madrid. That's Pedri getting the ball stolen from him. You don't say that often. Mbappe makes a good run to open the space for Vinicius Jr. And you're right, he just doesn't get enough curl on it. But that's 2 shots. Left foot and right foot in the space of 30 seconds, and Madrid are starting to hunt the ball down a little bit better now, going forwards. A lot more momentum in the side. They can feel it, there's something in the air.
Definitely a twist in the plot in the last 5 or 10 minutes. It would be an absolutely massive win for Real Madrid if they were to turn this round and somehow lift the trophy and change the whole morale and feel around the club.
Yeah, here's Modric winning the ball back. Mbappe makes a good run, sees to clear that space, and he misses by a couple of yards really, but it was a good opportunity.
It's Modric significantly won that ball high up the pitch. Here's Koundé for Barcelona. Dani Olmo's little flick. Torres wide. Rafinha! And that's twice he's dragged them wide from there, and he's been putting those in all season.
I mean, the pitch, as I mentioned before, look how open it is. A simple ball by Koundé. Ferran Torres drops, drags Rudiger with them. Rudiger and Tchouameni are all over the place, and you're right. Asensio doesn't close him down enough. Just drags it. Look how open the pitch is now.
No, why is it lagging?
Brilliant for us, because you're just going to see chance after chance. It looks like now there's still 30 minutes left.
Real ebb and flow to this at the moment, and it is a surprise that we've only had the one goal so far.
I can't see it staying like this, Ian. I cannot see it staying like this at all.
Oh, beautiful pass, Fran.
Hey! Shook off Koundé. Martinez's challenge is judged to be okay. I thought it was too.
Yeah, so did I. I thought it was fine.
Looked in behind. Dani Olmo so adept at finding those little pockets of space.
I love it. Look how open it is.
Here's Valverde. Mbappe. Goulet to Modric. Great ball by Modric. Koundé with a great clearance too. Brilliant ball. Clever pass that, wasn't it?
It was a great pass. There was nobody in there.
No, nice.
Mbappe. Much more like it now. Real Madrid. Look a different team.
Yeah. Much better.
Playing higher up the pitch, winning more of the ball, starting to pose a threat. Is an equaliser coming? Modric and Szczesny goes for the punch. By the way, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, he's fit again and on the bench.
Nice! Oh, corner!
On the back was claiming a handball.
Offside.
But there's an offside. It's all happening suddenly.
Yeah, it is. I think when Modric puts Arthur Goulet in here, he's just leaning. I don't think Vinicius Junior heads it properly anyway. Yeah, he's sort of heading it back across. And there's the challenge by Inigo Martinez. It's fine.
Yeah. Nothing in that at
bad.
all. Still a lot of time.
Loads of time
for this to change, or for Barcelona to maybe find a bit more insurance with another goal. Barcelona will make a change and bring on Fermin Lopez, the attacking midfield player.
Yeah, Dani Olmo coming off.
Just like for like, isn't it?
Yeah, just energy, I think. Dani Olmo hasn't had a bad game. He's done well at times. Broke forward. I just think it's Hansi Flick just, while Madrid is slightly on top, he's just slowing it down and putting some fresh legs in there. Doesn't look happy, Dani Olmo, at all.
Kubasi with a bit of work to do here. Fermin Lopez, who's just come on, was sent off in this city against Sevilla earlier on in the campaign in February. Torres got a hand off from Rudiger. There was nothing in that either, really.
Gives him a bit back, though.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to see, at least. It's fine.
There's a bit of cut and thrust between those two. Torres, who's got 5 goals, by the way, in this Copa del Rey run to the final for Barcelona. Just letting Rudiger know he's around too. Martin. Rafinha looking to slide one in behind for Fermin Lopez. The play will be pulled back for that one. Dani Olmo. You're right, I mean, but you shouldn't be pleased to be substituted, should you?
No. Not after an hour, or just over an hour in a cup final, because as you said, the leading, he's been playing okay.
Yeah. He didn't make a song and dance about it.
No.
He just looked a bit fed up, which is allowed. Not an easy game to control, but this referee has handled the Clásico on 3 occasions before this.
Yeah, that was Bellingham on Pedri that time. He gets the ball, actually, Bellingham. Yeah, he does get a bit of Pedri as well, but there he wins the ball, just clatters him out.
Yeah. Got quite a lot of the man too, which you're not allowed to do really these days. Changed even since you were playing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any tackle could lead you quite quickly back to the dressing room. Koundé to bring it forward for Barcelona. Not as much in control of this as they looked for most of the first half. Armenia against Fran Garcia, who stuck to his job pretty well there.
Yeah, did well. Did well. That's exactly what he should be doing. Just taking them down the sides of the pitch all the time.
Thibaut Courtois for Real Madrid, who will continue their title quests, playing against Celta Vigo next Sunday.
Oh my God! Hey! Hey!
On this one, he thinks he was fouled.
Red! Red!
He was in a perfect position and said no. And he's given Mbappe the yellow card, has he, for simulation? Is that what it's for?
It looks like that, doesn't it?
I think Frankie de Jong gets his arm across. I just don't know how much he puts Kylian Mbappe off. Oh, it's Frankie de Jong with the yellow card, is it, Ian? Yes, it is.
Red!
Well, then it must be a foul if he's given Frankie de Jong the yellow card.
Let's have a look at this then.
And
where does this happen?
Oh, it's outside the box.
Yeah, he definitely does that.
Yeah, so
and he makes sure it's outside the box.
Yeah, so it's a yellow card and it's a free kick outside the box, surely.
I think his teammates and
it's the right decision.
Yeah.
Forget the histrionics and the moaning. They have to cut out the moaning of the referee. They're not doing themselves any favours at all, both teams. It was the right decision. It was a foul. It was outside the box.
And it gives Real Madrid a chance again to maybe find an equaliser. Mbappe has scored in a couple of cup finals this season, the European Super Cup and the Intercontinental FIFA competition. I would love to add to that tally right here, right now. Looks like he's in charge there. Modric is there too. Maybe it's just drift one. It's going to be Mbappe.
Vamos! 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 Come on! Come on! Vamos! Vamos! on!
Goalkeeper's side. He scored his first free kick for Real Madrid a couple of weeks
Vamos!
in their victory in the Bernabeu, and that's his second. He's whipped it in.
Come on!
Side. Tenera. It's a lovely free kick here, but Tenera by Chesney. That's goalie side. Doesn't go over the wall, doesn't go round the wall. The wall is not affected. He's whipped it there, and the goalie's gambled, and he gambled wrong.
Yeah, from Barcelona's point of view, and particularly the goalkeepers.
Vamos!
Mbappe's too good, isn't he? To leave him a gap like that. He's whipped that. He's hit the inside of the
Come on!
Bounced in, and Real Madrid get a payoff for their second half improvement.
Come on, man. Come on.
For Kylian Mbappe.
Well, you said it, Ian. Now it's his third final of the year that he scored in, and that's why they brought him in. But they just need to lift the silverware today.
So quite a test for Barcelona now. Can they reassume control? How do they cope with this? Gerard Martin, a bit too much on
Keeps.
Lopez. And you can see the lift, the extra spring in the step of the Real Madrid players right away. As
Never forget it, huh? Never forget it.
Theatrical side.
I think it was a foul, though, because I don't think he gets the ball. His body's in the way. Slightly, actually. Kubasi anticipates him letting
Don't forget it.
his body. Right, but it's certainly a game now. The first half was one-sided. Second half's been much better.
Hey! Hey! Puta Barça, hey! Hey! Puta Barça, hey! Hey!
Seeking redemption for recent problems. There's confirmation of that next Real Madrid League game next Sunday, 7:30 in the morning, as they face Celta Vigo.
Yeah, Celta are playing well.
Yeah.
Caused problems against Madrid a couple of the last month.
So that's not a formality. Here's Lamine Yamal. Koundé. Fermin with the cross in. Rudiger is there as one or two half-hearted claims, but only by the fans for a handball possibly. There wasn't any question of that. Inside the last 20 minutes, 1-1. If necessary, extra time and penalties tonight. It's already 25 minutes to midnight. Petri. Lamine Yamal, they've cut off that left foot avenue for him. Petri. Again. He's a midfield player who is so easy on the eye, but not quite the same amount of influences in the first half. Fermin down the line. Koundé with a cutback. Real Madrid.
Nice, Jude.
Bellingham, who did get a foot in though. Real Madrid starting to believe.
Vamos! Vamos!
Goes past Martinez.
The 3-on-2, Ian.
Cuts it.
Oh!
They don't get it right. And Kubasi was in the right place to stop that attack. But Real Madrid here are starting to look a real menace.
Yeah, they're all over the place now, Barcelona. Panic stations are set in. Jude Bellingham excellent, losing the ball, but then going and winning it back and setting them on the way. I just think Vinicius Junior is a bit slow with the pass, and it's he plays it with the outside of his right foot. I don't know why he just doesn't go with his left foot to Mbappe. And this is Bellingham, sets them on the way. And they were 3-on-2 here. Just goes with his outside of his right foot there. It's just slightly behind Kylian Mbappe.
Horrible pass.
I think he plays the wrong pass.
Yeah, that was one that's gone begging. Asensio's down for some reason or another. Back on his feet again. Corner, Real Madrid. 75th minute. Modric to swing it in, but there's a rather shakier look now about Barcelona. And the last thing they want is a game lasting 2 hours with Inter coming up in the Champions League at home in midweek.
Nobody needs extra time, do they? Penalties. This doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Hansi Flick has to blink first and make a change.
It's like Ronald Araujo.
Yeah.
Missed several months with injury and has struggled to either displace Kubasi or Martinez, so has to be a bit patient. It's Valverde. It's got to be said, Mbappe's made quite a big difference to the look of Real Madrid's attack.
Just running forward, just running at pace.
Here comes Raul Asensio. Chouameni couldn't quite get his head to that.
Hey, corner!
Corner.
Come on!
She's starting to look a little more tired as well. Barcelona. There's Gavi. Others coming on Araujo as well.
Vamos! 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 Come on! Come on! Vamos! Vamos! Vamos!
But this game has been turned on its head.
Vamos! Vamos! Oh my God! Come on! Come on! Oh my days! Oh my days!
Maybe it's too late.
Well, what do you know about this?
Another injury.
Oh my goodness!
Glorious isolation round the back of Koundé. Chouameni, look, he flips Koundé easily. Koundé can't get back around. It's too late.
Oh my God!
It's not stopping him from 6.5 yards out.
Scored in the semi-final. 4-4 second leg, vital goal against Real Sociedad. Now he scored in the final as well. He's only 2 goals of the season in the Copa del Rey.
Come on!
They tend to be important. I remember one he scored for France against England in the World Cup. And Real Madrid, I think, can hardly believe what they've done in this game.
Yeah, massive half-time, wasn't it, Ian? Whether it was the players, as you said, policing themselves, or whether it was Carlo.
No.
But much improved performance in the second half. And Rudiger getting a strapping and a half there.
I think anything really
Vamos!
beyond 2 broken legs, he's going to carry on, isn't he?
Yeah.
Rudiger, he's that kind of warrior, that kind of soldier. Nothing's going to stop him from playing.
It can't be muscular though, Ian, because he can't carry on. It must be a knee problem, just trying to strengthen everything around it.
Yeah, doesn't look in a good way. Here's Mbappe again.
Vamos, Kylian! Ay!
Look a little bit stretched. You mentioned
just
Celta Vigo got 3 against them, didn't they, in that 4-3 game recently? And they let in 3 at Dortmund. Lamine Yamal plays it in. That was a dangerous one.
Bien nada.
Madrid now a bit ahead. They don't need to play as open as they have been. Get back in the shape.
Is De Jong. Yamal. Looking for a decisive ball and flicked away by Arda Güler.
Oi.
Kubasi now. I think you were right, the goal was coming, wasn't it, the first one?
Yeah.
And now it just looks like the floodgates have opened a little. Bosch have got to step it up.
Run.
Yes. Still battling away for it.
I mean, what did surprise me about it is that you could see that the goal was coming, yet Barcelona didn't do anything to try and change the flow of the game. They just carried on playing and allowed Madrid to make chance after chance after chance until the goal came.
Pedri turns it inside. Frankie de Jong. Martin.
Oj, bien, Arda.
The blocks going to be on without a
Vini.
leading the charge.
Oh,
Vinicius is straight offside. He can't play it to him.
Oh.
Mbappe, now Vinicius, was he on?
He looks okay, actually.
He is for the time
Baila
being.
Vini.
Anyway, Vinicius and Martinez does very well there to force him wide.
Offside.
He's given offside. Arda Güler should have put him in on his left foot. Vinicius made a long, deep run. Güler had a couple of touches before he could have put him in, and that was the opportunity.
That was an opportunity for Real Madrid to probably put the whole thing to bed with the third goal. Pedri, quieter in the second half. They had to make plans for him. They have. Lamine Yamal. Got to say, Fran Garcia's done a pretty good job with him in the second half.
The substitutions have all played a great part of the game.
But it's not over yet. Lamine Yamal! And it took a good save.
Courtois.
He knew what was coming. That was on target.
You see Luka Modric trying to push forward. Doesn't get close enough, Fran Garcia, and allows him to do that. Thibaut makes a simple enough save. But the substitutions from Carlo, Modric, Güler, Kylian Mbappe and Fran Garcia have done well.
It's the Barcelona corner, cleared by Fede Valverde.
Oh.
Mbappe.
He's quicker than Pedri. He's way
Baila Vini.
Pedri.
Vinicius.
No.
You've got plenty of white shirts forward.
Bien.
Look how open it is, Ian.
Valverde was aiming towards Mbappe again. Don't think you can complain about the entertainment level in the Copa del Rey this season. By the way, there's another Clasico to look forward to on May the 11th. It could be vital to the outcome of the title race in La Liga. It's on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, with a 10:15 in the morning kickoff Eastern Time. That is May the 11th, which is just over a couple of weeks away, of course. They're still waiting to make these substitutions. They have been for about 7 minutes, I'd say.
And he's changed his mind now because of the 2-1 down, and rightly so. It's not Araujo now coming on. It's too late. They've conceded from the corner.
Yeah. They needed to have got that substitution made. Maybe he might have made a difference. We'll never know. Lamine Yamal.
Rudiger.
To drift one in behind. And there's a problem here. And it's Torres. And Barcelona. You can't believe it, can you? He's done it again. Torres keeps coming up with big goals. He's done it here. And Barcelona are out of jail.
Oh, yes, they are. And they've got Thibaut Courtois to thank.
Why Courtois? Why?
He knows it. Everybody in the stadium knows it. Lovely ball by Lamine Yamal, but it's just a run and a chase between Ferran Torres and Rudiger, 40 yards outside of the goal. And as soon as the goalkeeper does what he does, he makes everything easy for Ferran Torres. That's okay. Look where he's got. But as soon as that happens, he's got a goal to aim at, an empty goal to aim at. Thibaut Courtois makes it so much easier for them all.
You have to say Rudiger, with all that bandaging, he's obviously impeded his movement a little bit. It just seemed to switch off a moment. Torres has finished that well.
Yeah, but if the goalie stays in the goalie, and Ferran Torres has got a lot to do. As soon as he comes out, it makes everybody's decisions for everybody.
That's 18 goals for the season for Torres, who's got 11 since the start of February. No Lewandowski tonight, no problem.
Yeah.
And he's now the top scorer in the Copa del Rey
Now
this
he's
season
back on
with
it.
6.
He's changed his mind again, Hansi Flick.
Gerard Martin
comes
off. Just when you thought Real Madrid had it in the bag, Barcelona find an answer. As you say, not Courtois' greatest moment.
No. But before that, Ian, when Vinicius Junior runs at Pedri, Madrid should have capitalised. They should have been 3-1, but they messed it up. And they've gone down the other end and got a bit of fortune, but it was a lovely finish by Ferran Torres to get back into this game.
Oh,
a
bien
hugely
Chouameni.
entertaining second half, I must admit.
Chouameni out to Vinicius. With the added time, there's probably a good 10 minutes of this left. So the way the game is, you certainly wouldn't rule out there being more goals again. Lamine Yamal, who's passed it, set up that Torres goal. Vinicius, Chouameni's
Hey!
further forward by the look of things.
Yeah. Araujo's come on to try and shore up the defence a little bit. He's going to give Kylian Mbappe a kick. And then this is just a slip by Koundé. And it's a foul. Opportunity to get one in the box from Modric.
Now, they've already conceded from this kind of situation in this game before that Chouameni header. This is another one in the air. Barcelona defend this a little bit better. Inigo Martinez into the channel.
Look how high they are.
No. No.
Difficulties coming from Sevilla between Barcelona and Real Madrid. What a second half it's proving to be, though, LA.
A second half that we did not see coming. When we saw the first half and it was all Barcelona all the time and the control that they had of this match, we did not expect to get out of control in the manner in which it has. And it all has to do with the change in intensity and energy defensively from Real Madrid. They have done what we thought they're capable of doing when they get close to people and they're able to close the ball down and they're able to press. And so now Pedri is not just walking on the field connecting passes freely. Now he has Bellingham up his back.
A favor del Barça. Va a jugarlo el Barça, pendientes ya del cuarto árbitro para saber cuánto tiempo más habrá que jugar. Estamos ya dentro del último minuto de juego del partido. Si esto acaba así, nos vamos a...
No.
La prórroga, 2 tiempos. De 15 minutos, tocando. Koundé, balón atrás para Chesney. Moviendo la bola, ahora para...
Down the line by Martinez, looking for support.
Gets it from Ferran Torres. The last Clásico Copa del Rey final was decided by a relatively late goal, that 85th minute wonder effort from Gareth Bale, 11 years ago now. But there are 6 added minutes here for someone to win it before extra time. And a reminder, in 15 days' time, these two will do battle again, live on Premier Sports 1, the home of La Liga. There's a yellow card out here from Ricardo de Burgos Bengoechea.
I think it's for Luka Modric. Yes, it is.
Getting too sharp.
Because he does catch Gary there, that's not enough. It's a nasty challenge, to be honest. Second view, it looks even worse. You can understand Gary's frustration. He just returned back from almost a year out of an ACL. And the last person he expected that challenge to come from is probably Luka Modric. And the element of trust with Gabby, thinking it's not Rudiger, it's Luka Modric, I'll be okay for this one, he's not going to bury me, but he did.
Valverde's swinging legs out, but Barcelona move with great effect. Modric tracking Pedri. Pedri hands it up to Rafinha. But too much on the pass. He believes that was an opening.
Yeah, and he probably feels that Rafinha could have taken it before it bounced. I think that was the intention from Pedri. Once it bounced, it skipped away, and there was no chance of Rafinha getting on the ball.
Ferran Torres has it. Took a long time to load the shot in the end. Lamine Yamal. Such a pirouette beyond Tchouameni. Ardagula was fouled in the middle of all that. Bellingham, Madrid move. Mbappe.
Valverde stretching off over the right back position as well.
Diaz nearly got that right for Bellingham. Kunde. Fermin Lopez. Lamine Yamal has it back. Ran into Rudiger. The idea was nice, in fact, but there was no support there for Pedri. Yellow card for Fermin for stopping the move.
The flow of this game has been incredible, because since Barcelona scored, they looked the more dangerous team, and they looked out of it when Real Madrid were leading 2-1.
Mbappe takes on too much. Lamine Yamal with Ardagula behind him. He didn't know that. Ferran Torres turns. And he loses his footing.
Fermin Lopez has just been booked, and that's a crunching challenge on Ardagula. Torres aiming at some sort of infringement here. Rudiger might just tap away his ankle. Not sure how much force there was on that. Pulls his leg away, doesn't he? Slightly. There's no doubt that's a foul by Fermin on Ardagula.
Well, Ferran Torres, look, he's saying that took him off balance.
It did. It almost, his foot slides away, doesn't it? In that direction.
On first viewing, I didn't think it was a penalty. It does knock his foot away, doesn't it? And therefore, Ferran Torres, it's impossible for him to keep his balance and stand up. He's had his leg taken away from him.
There's nothing guilty looking than a player instantly saying, I didn't touch him. And that's exactly what Rudiger did there, having challenged Ferran Torres. But it's Barcelona who are certainly finishing regular time the stronger. Rafinha. Oh, and a lazy leg and a penalty right at the death for Barcelona. It's Raul Asensio. And the referee at the centre of so much of the pre-match talk has just made a huge call right at the end.
Well, Raul Asensio is 100% convinced this isn't going to be given. I don't share his confidence, I have to be honest. Rafinha cuts inside. Rafinha touches the ball. Asensio goes to ground. This will be the right angle. He clatters him. I don't think that VAR are going to turn over that decision from the referee. It's not a clear and obvious mistake. Fede Valverde was missing. He's really struggling fitness-wise. He was labouring back, couldn't get back. Therefore, plenty of space for Rafinha. If they've seen the replay and they're saying it's definitely not a penalty, I think it is. I think when Rafinha, that's the touch. Does he throw himself to the ground? Yes, possibly. Is there contact on the ball from Asensio? I don't think there is. There isn't.
I don't think it.
The referee is in the perfect position. Real Madrid seem confident it's going to be overturned.
Ancelotti wagging his finger in the direction of Ricardo de Burgos. Begin.
Where's the contact?
Will the video assistant see enough in any of these replays to suggest what was seen in real time was not correct? The video assistant is checking. And now the anxious wait.
I think something like this happens, you're always looking for non-contact and a dive. There's no dive there. There is contact.
He will be sent to the monitor. Wow. Well, of course, the referee had to be at the centre of the drama, given the way the past 24, 36 hours have unfolded. His tears in his pre-final press conference yesterday about the pressure being put on him by Real Madrid. And Barcelona will now feel that this is not going to go their way. Goicoechea does not want anyone around him as he reviews the monitor.
Such drama. Always is in these games. It adds to the drama. Asensio's challenge there. The right leg from Asensio and a push on the back. The right leg of Asensio is the one that catches him as well. Rafinha touches the ball first. There's a tangle of legs.
Where's the contact?
On the back.
Well, that replay seems to suggest that Rafinha was going to ground before the contact.
Where's the contact?
And look, this is... Well, all these players technically should get a yellow card here. Now, since Arujo's introduction, he's the captain.
And Asensio was confident it wasn't going to be given.
No.
Now is pulling out a yellow card that will be flashed in the direction of Rafinha for simulation. The decision is overturned. That last angle was actually the most compelling we've been shown to this whole point.
What a decision, man. What a decision, man. What a decision.
It's the arm in the back from the Asensio. Is it overturnable? They have. No penalty.
What a decision. What a decision. No, it's not a penalty ever, man. There's zero contact. Zero contact. Where's the pen, man? Where's the contact?
Clear and obvious dive. Yes, he's making the most of it.
There's zero contact. No penalty. Of course not.
He's hoping for contact, and there was.
Zero contact, bro. Zero contact.
Incredible drama. And we're not done. Because this year's Copa del Rey final is going to extra time. Ferran Torres with a super equaliser. 6 minutes of time. And Raul Asensio spared a crushing moment in the early moments of his Real Madrid career to give away a late penalty in a Clasico Cup final. So Carlo Ancelotti to review here with the score at Barcelona.
Never
2,
a pen, man. There's no contact whatsoever.
So Real Madrid will get the extra sub now headed into extra time.
And it's needed. Who do you pick it for? Rudiger's still out there. He's labouring. He's injured. Fede Valverde was on his last legs.
Well, you just knew it was going to go past midnight local time.
You just knew there was going to be controversy. You knew there was going to be thrills and spills. Now into Sunday morning in Spain, and we see the goal on Saturday evening, the opening goal of Saturday evening from Pedri. Fantastic skill, not just content enough to hit it hard and hope. Go with the laces, he uses the technique. I think this is a terrible wall from Barcelona. Also on top of that, Szczesny sets up the wall. He should be getting beat that side. That's his side of the goal. And Mbappe made such a difference when he came on the pitch at half-time, and then Tchouameni climbs high above Jules Koundé. It's a lovely in-swinging corner. Plenty of pace on the corner as well. And Tchouameni, I think, has played really well tonight. Put Real Madrid ahead. The comeback was on. But then Barcelona come up with their own comeback. Ball over the top. See, Rudiger is struggling here. Ferran Torres knows that. He's sharp. It gets between him and Courtois. Plenty of work to do on the finish. How many times have we seen them?
Man, why did Courtois come out?
The target.
Why?
Don't put enough pace on it. It's cleared by a defender. Ferran Torres held his nerve. Back on level terms. We've got extra time. It was so nearly a dramatic ending to the game with that overturned Barcelona penalty appeal.
Yeah, so into the early hours of Sunday morning now in Seville. And what a Copa del Rey final it has been so far. And how Real Madrid have worked their way back into it. The numbers, the shot count, those on target. It has been such an impressive turnaround from Carlo Ancelotti's side.
Yeah, that's the important ones, the shots on target. Not so much the ball possession, because Real Madrid have at moments, they have players that are brilliant, individual players that are brilliant. And if there's a comeback to be had, and they're chucking players forward, and they're willing to be braver with their play than what they were in the first half. And of course, on top of that, Mbappe comes on. Then when they do counter-attack, they scare the life out of teams. And tonight that's been the case in the second half. Barcelona was struggling. Frenkie de Jong in particular kept finding himself having to chase back with Kylian Mbappe and one or two others. He suffered more than most of the Barcelona players. But they were... I'm delighted we've got extra time. It's a massive game in world football. This game hasn't disappointed. Where's it heading? All the way to penalties, or one of these teams going to find another decisive player? The options are few and thin on the ground now for Ancelotti.
Yeah, a couple of goalkeepers on the bench, and Alaba coming back from injury. Deco up in the stands, of course, part of the running of matters at Barcelona these days.
Bojan alongside him.
Yep.
He's his assistant now at Barcelona.
Kylian Mbappe's introduction. Perhaps it should be no surprise, but we didn't, in truth, know the full extent of his injury, how fit he was going to be out there. Doesn't look like he's got a problem with his ankle at all.
No. Hasn't slowed him down, has it? That's for sure. Hasn't stopped him doing a step over.
Nope. King Philippe, high up in the stands, watching on. And the Copa del Rey will have another 30 minutes, and we have two different captains compared to the start of the game, because Araujo and Modric have been introduced into the second half. Carlo Ancelotti said his team can win this trophy if they find the right balance, and it was much better in the second half. And Hansi Flick, who's not hidden from the fact that they want to treble, saying in the press conference yesterday, we want these 3 titles. Not shy from it. But they must win tonight to keep that dream alive. Physically, Real Madrid might look a little bit more battered and bruised and tired out there, maybe.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Valverde is the interesting one. So many games, he plays so many different positions, asked to play so many different roles, but he was really struggling. At the end of the 90-minute period.
It is his 54th game of the season tonight. More than any other player in the squad. Today. So extra time underway at Estadio La Cotuja. Rafinha. Quickly to Real Madrid. He was speaking interestingly this week. We've had the Spain head coach in attendance. Some of his stars in action here, including Gavi, who hasn't actually been part of the picture really since coming back from that ACL.
Yes, it does appear everybody is taking care with Gavi, but he's not the type of player that wants people to take care. He wants to be thrown straight back in the thick of the action. A very good sub to bring on in this type of game, a competitive player. Very competitive player.
On the ball here to his partner in crime, Pedro. Rafinha there saying he was in a pretty bad place a year ago, that had an offer coming from Saudi Arabia, he would have gone. But now his mind is clear to the idea he'll stay at Barcelona.
He's been good since he joined the club, but this season he's just gone off the scale. It's the way that Hansi Flick has managed him, the way that Barcelona play now suits him better than more than ever done before. Ferran Torres here apparently just picks up Real Asensio and throws him to the ground.
Ferran Torres saying to him, come on, let's just get on with it. Come forward by the centre-back, who only made his debut for Real Madrid back in December. He's basically played every game since, or close to it. Fermin Lopez, one of the subs, bit of energy from him. Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal, shut down by Tchouaméni, who loses it. Did well in the end, Tchouaméni, who likely thought he'd won this cup final.
Oh! 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 No, 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 Arda! No!
Arda Güler back post, Mbappe collects. And Pau Kubasi does enough. Treat by Fran Garcia, Modric. Mbappe. flicked off. Play goes on, almost half-heartedly from Real Madrid. And the knowledge of flag would go up.
Looking at the back four of Barcelona, while that was in, it was Araujo was left back. Inigo Martinez has gone back into the centre defence. I don't know if it's going to stay there. They're all over the place in their weddings. See Kubasi right back, Koundé was centre back.
Should have played it harder.
Chesney made some excellent saves in the second half as well, let's not forget.
He did.
Pumped down the line for Rafinha, but he won't stay in play. Real Madrid have got past the likes of Celta Vigo after extra time. Leganés in the quarterfinals. Real Sociedad having led 1-0 from the first leg away from home. A crazy 4-4 at home that was won in extra time by Rudiger in the second leg.
Oh, Fran.
Barcelona went sharp to that. Fran Garcia with a run on the outside, Araujo in the way.
There's the benefits of Araujo. He's their quickest central defender. He's quicker than Kubasi, quicker than Inigo Martinez. Still not as quick as Kylian Mbappe,
No.
but he's going to get closer.
On by Modric. Like he was in trouble there for Modric, but Valverde now under pressure. Mbappe back to Valverde. Real Madrid actually came into this final having lost 3 of their last 6 games. They lost 2 in the entirety of all last season. The double defeat to Arsenal, that home loss to Valencia, Terry, in La Liga. Super ball from Raul Asensio. Brahim Diaz. Well back by Femi. Lamine Yamal. There's another one of those passes in him to Ferran Torres, who looks up and saw Rafinha was arriving. But they make yards.
Just slightly under-hit the attempted cross. But again, I would have questioned why Rafinha's not first to the ball. So familiar now, aren't we, with that outside of the foot passing and crossing from Lamine Yamal. It's really awkward at times, but he still
works.
Yeah.
Yep. Pablo Torre on the bench tonight in terms of an attacking sense. Ansu Fati, who started in the week. Centre forward Pau Victor as well. Rafinha. Inigo Martinez now playing at left back. Played by Rudiger.
He's got a collection of strappings all over his body now, hasn't he, Rudiger? His knees strapped up and he was having stuff applied to his calf.
Pedri being withdrawn for Eric Garcia. He actually played it right back in the week. But Pedri's goal, it's been one of the standout moments of tonight. A stellar effort, the opener, the entire showpiece in Seville. The 6th goal of the season.
It's a tweak, isn't it? Eric Garcia will go and play as the holding midfield player.
Moved on by Kubasi. Fermin tries to lose Tchouameni, and he has done. He's lost Fran Garcia too. Ferran Torres with the movement to the near post. And it's hoovered up by Courtois. Arda good awareness. Modric with the movement. Blocked by Koundé. So Pedri's evening done, and now he can only watch and hope his teammates will produce something big.
as if either team are settling for a draw and getting through into penalties. It has, tempo of the game has slowed down, as Hendrick is the obvious one.
Was joint top scorer in the Copa del Rey prior to tonight with Ferran Torres and Julian Alvarez. Mbappe's ball through intercepted.
Way!
No, the entire second half and the extra time. The game has drastically slowed down now, hasn't it? It's about which team can string together enough passes, which team can get back into a defensive shape quick enough. Real Madrid have done that in this occasion. Barcelona slow passing attack, which has allowed the white shirts to get back in position.
Fermin Lopez nearly blustered his way through players and white. On by Bellingham towards Mbappe. Now Kubasi. Barcelona did rotate midweek to try and keep things fresh for today, but so did Real Madrid. Both managers taking gambles in a way. Fran Garcia's ball flicked on, it will find Mbappe. Bellingham, no foul, the ball was one, said the referee. Real Madrid appealing while Barca move. And Ferran Torres couldn't guide that on to Rafinha.
You feel again Barcelona are getting more opportunities now, but they're still untidy with their final pass, and they're wasting good attacking situations.
Well, blasted it out.
I'm not sure we needed to do that. It could be more constructive with it's up against Luka Modric, who's not going to outrun him.
Jude Bellingham playing his 48th game of Real Madrid's 57-game season so far tonight. But he was one of those that came on in the hard-fought win against Getafe in the week, which you saw, Terry.
Yep, they needed the big hitters to come off the bench. They got the job done. It's a tough place to go and get 3 points. The last La Liga fixture you would like to have 3 days before a cup final, if I'm being honest.
Gavi pushes it out to Ferran Torres, who knows he has Rafinha around the back. But gathered by Courtois. Koundé too strong. Fermin Lopez. Martinez on the outside.
Looks as if whichever team can find that little bit of sharpness now, whether it's an individual or quicker attacking play.
Referee trying to play the advantage for Real Madrid, but he's going to go back. Let's give the free kick to Hansi Flick's dismay.
It's a clear foul. Too much complaining tonight, isn't there, from both sets of players, both benches, to a referee who was under enormous pressure.
Free kick was poor, gives it straight back to Barcelona. Lamine Yamal. Does he still have some creativity in his legs here as Rafinha goes down under the challenge from Modric?
He needs to be careful. I've been booked. If this is another attempt at a dive and feigning injury, the referee has explained it. Obviously, VAR has already checked it out. There's no foul.
Ferran Torres telling Rafinha to get back and link the play because Martinez is on his own. Fermin Bad challenge for Valverde. Barca play on. Ferran Torres! Just skews that wide. Nearly had his second of the game.
Yep, he's looked sharp, and it was... I was going to say that Fermin Lopez looks like one of the players that could do some damage. He's the liveliest looking attacking player on the pitch. It goes to Ferran Torres. He thinks about the return, and Rafinha slides the ball into him, and before you know it, it's... I thought he'd done the hard part. Gets it away from Courtois, but he just drags it across and goes wide of that far post.
Moves so slick, our camera operator nearly lost track of the whole thing. Bellingham super leap. Arda onto it. Mbappe free at the back post, but Barca's captain in the way of it. Some anxious expressions at both ends of the Estadio La Cartuja. Real Madrid have already scored from a corner this evening. They had a run, it was Chouameni again.
Yeah, he was flying onto that one.
Half time in extra time.
Ancelotti asking his players to keep the ball. Important at this stage of the game, it's a possession game, don't give the ball away, as we explaining.
Como no te voy a querer. Como no te voy a querer.
To see how this is going to unfold. Is he going to go all the way to penalties? Real Madrid, of course, have already had penalty glory this season against Atletico in the Champions League. The infamous Alvarez double-touch penalty. Danny Carvajal admitted it would be frustrating watching merely from the dugout, from the touchline.
He's cheerleading. Talisman of this team and this football club to Stegen saying, do you want me to get warmed up for penalties, boss?
Well, we all remember the Louis van Gaal decision to make a change in goal during a World Cup penalty shootout. You'd be surprised, and Szczesny's had a good game out there today. He was sent off in the Super Cup meeting between these sides in the winter. But 15 more minutes, and then potentially penalties. Coming up to midnight in Seville. Kids didn't look tired though, did they? They look fine. Up in the stands tonight as Bellingham's hauled down. He's feeling it for sure.
There's a bit of a pile up there in central midfield. There it goes. Garcia with his leg across Jude Bellingham. And Bellingham find the second wind, and Mbappe has been quiet since that initial burst after appearing as a substitute at half-time. Maybe Vinicius going off has lessened the threat of Real Madrid going forward.
Koundé down. Here's Eric Garcia. Most meaningful touches I can remember from him since coming on, and that's a super smart ball onto Fermin, who has options in the middle. Ferran Torres! Flags up.
He shouldn't have been offside. Doesn't need to be offside here.
Very clear.
Tired mind. I'm looking for a way out for him.
He's way off.
Never onside in this whole attack. It's an easy one.
That's
an easy one
that
for him
line
to get
to
right.
look down, doesn't he, as well?
Yeah, he had every possibility there of getting free.
Fermin, too sharp. Rudiger laboured. And a deflection off his own foot, perhaps. Sees that land on the roof of the Real Madrid net.
I'm not entirely sure what's happened here, whether play is going to be brought back and a free kick to Barcelona. Does the advantage count? Is that the end of the move? As Bellingham catches Eric Garcia.
Yeah, so he's booked here, Bellingham, but Fermin went on. Again, more of the turf just giving way. It's a double touch, it takes it over the bar.
Even Courtois doesn't look like he's got the energy now to kick the ball into the attacking half of the pitch.
Only one previous Clasico has ended in a penalty shootout. It's back in 1985 in a cup quarter-final at the Bernabeu. Barcelona won, by the way. So we might be on for the rarest
what a ball!
Tonight.
He's off.
Real Madrid trying to stop that happening. It's Kylian
Great.
Mbappe, collects from Valverde. Arda Güler should be fresh out there compared to...
Oh!
Bellingham made the run, flag stayed down. Koundé clipped. Ferran Torres. Just trying to find Fermin Lopez at the moment because he is the busiest player out there.
What a tackle, man. What a tackle. What a tackle.
Superb tonight. He's really good as the one holding midfield player in Real Madrid's midfield. He's gone to centre back. He's been outstanding. He's dropping
Welcome
back
to
in.
the stream,
He's
man.
dropping out.
Welcome to the stream.
Sometimes it's three at the back with him and Asensio. Sometimes Asensio is right back. Sometimes Valverde's right back. He's just putting out fires all over the pitch already in Germany.
Martinez and Kubasi arriving now. Corner right in on the keeper, and in fact he didn't do better with that is Eric Garcia.
Yeah, because he clearly thinks he should have done. He's frustrated. He's got across the defender, trying to glance it back towards goal. It's not an easy chance, though.
Well, he's lively and he will be fresh compared to others.
And in form in this competition.
What?
Big reason why Real Madrid are here in the final.
Centre-back off for striker, Terry, as well. Rudiger withdrawn.
Just another position change for Germany. Again, he's been backwards and forwards.
Ah,
He's been doing doggies in midfield and centre-back tonight. Rudiger has done well to last this long, because I thought he was going to go off quite some time ago with at least one injury.
So on comes Endrick. Round of applause from Carlo Ancelotti. And his 18-year-old strikers
both legs taped up and strapped up.
Scored in both legs of the Real Sociedad semi-finals, and in fact scored in his last 4 Copa del Rey appearances.
He's sharp, he's lively, he can be too aggressive at times as well. He can get wound up, but he can finish. Might get a chance where he might be better off playing someone else in, but I promise you he'll shoot. He's very direct. And he's a potential match winner for Real Madrid.
So roughly 10 minutes to work with here at the end of extra time. By my count, Barca have used 4 subs. Still have like someone like Ansu Fati, who, despite his limited minutes, you'd have thought might offer freshness.
It's important to keep that freshness. Use the maximum amount, get the maximum amount of fresher players on the pitch. He's taken off Pedri. There isn't a bigger player in this team than Pedri. Lamine Yamal is extraordinary. At 17, he can keep playing as much as he does.
Gavi gets forward. And Fede Valverde has some engine on him. He's there to deal with it. Brahim Diaz skipping forward. Bellingham with Mbappe up with him. Ardagula. Hendrick on the outside.
Told you he should.
On cue, yeah. It's lovely play from Lamine Yamal. Offloaded the ball and then didn't really get up with Gavi. Ardagula. Mbappe's at the back post. Bellingham's running. And he couldn't make meaningful contact with it.
That's his game, isn't it? Since he's joined Real Madrid, that ability to burst into the penalty box. Ardagula with a lovely in-swinging cross. Kunda does just about enough, doesn't he? Gets tight, make sure he has contact. Bellingham just a touch away from getting a flying diving header.
His one goal in this Copa del Rey run came in the 4-4 with Real Sociedad in the semi-final. Hasn't been as free scoring as last season, but the role has changed. 23 goals in 23-24, 13 this season. Probably more what they were expecting, in truth, than they signed it for Dortmund.
His highest Dortmund was 14 a season.
Extraordinary long ball, and it's gone all the way up to Diaz.
Players keep finding reserves of energy and strength that you don't think they've got anymore in this game.
Ardagula and Hendrick try to exchange it. Back in towards Bellingham again. Angels Koundé. There once more. The pass dragged. Tchouameni avoids falling over. Oh, it's a wild decision to go for that from Hendrick. He's lost it. And Raul Asensio's bailed him up big time.
Holy shit, man.
3 players to aim for, all making the right angle for him. He could have had another touch, and it would have been a straightforward pass for a teammate to slot home. He's shot too early tonight, he's crossed too early tonight, he's passed too early tonight, Rafinha. He's one of those players that Hansi Flick is going to rely on, trust. He's throughout this season, he has come up with the goods. But Ferran Torres is making way for Pau Victor, straight swap.
The Copa del Rey's top scorer this season departs, and Pau Victor, the striker who was given a first-team contract in the summer after impressing in pre-season. He's got a couple of goals this season, both in La Liga. Straight in up front, and one imagines he'd be on a penalty should the game get that far.
No, Brahim!
Koundé onto it to maybe win the Copa del Rey! Koundé with a killer effort! And Barcelona celebrate in Seville with minutes remaining of extra time. Hansi Flick checks the watch. It's not done yet. But Barcelona will believe their 32nd title is on the way. Real Madrid labouring and tired. Have they lost it? Have Barcelona won it?
Well, Real Madrid, we still feel they can come back into it. You saw the looks, the winks, the nods of approval from the Real Madrid players that we've got time, but it's going to be really tough now. Inigo Martinez does well, he's closing down Luka Modric. It's a stray pass from Modric. Brahim Diaz doesn't go to meet the ball. Koundé does. And when he's looking at shooting, I'm thinking, wrong choice. You don't score many goals, and when they do, they're normally with your head. But I underestimated the technical ability there. He's aiming for the corner, hits it right through with the laces. It's a tired dive from Thibaut Courtois. Tries to get down low, tries to get that firm hand on it. Sneaks under the dive of Courtois. These games are always dramatic. There's always so much drama. And it's not finished yet.
Modric saying he should have had his teammate come to the ball there. And Jules Koundé, who left the city of Seville to join Barcelona. Back here, he might have won it. He might have won it. And while the cliche will sound tired, if there's one team who can score here, it is Real Madrid. And here is Brahim Diaz. Mbappe! Mbappe!
Hey! Vamos! Vamos! Vamos!
Oh, the offside flag's gone up, I think.
Well, this, we're going to have to chew over this one now, aren't we? Offside. Was it a penalty? They've really gone quickly on the offside decision. I was looking at Hendrick being offside. Mbappe isn't. Great skills from Mbappe. Gavi with the touch, maybe. It's untidy, it's a mess, but it was always going to end like this in these circumstances.
Wow, what a game. What a game.
Offside appears to have been confirmed.
Yeah, it looked like Brahim Diaz was beyond the last man when he was played in. Fermin. Asensio keeps it in play, and then Lamine Yamal wins it back. Well, they couldn't rally to turn around that Arsenal deficit in the Champions League, and they're not done in La Liga's title race.
Both sets of supporters have been really put through it tonight, haven't they? Barcelona in control, then suddenly Mbappe appears, then Real Madrid in control, then the equaliser, now a possible winning goal in extra time.
Hansi Flick shouting at his players for going onto the pitch and one throwing something onto the pitch. Chaos down on the touchline. Rafinha, what a touch. Pau Victor. Modric gets in his way, but it's another pass of his. Cut out.
We're going to soon find out how much added on time in extra time.
The official hasn't even popped up the board yet. We've had the 120 minutes, but there's going to be 2 additional. Modric, Brahim Diaz, Chesney's out.
Calamity written all over it, didn't it? But he gets away with it, makes the right call.
It's going to be Sunday League on the touchline.
Yeah.
And Hendrick's offside.
With 26 players on the pitch there and 3 footballs.
Again, he's looking down the line there, Hendrick.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. He's 18 years of age. has killed the clock for Real Madrid. They can't get the momentum going. And they've given that manager their all tonight. I mean, no complaint about character and attitude and spirit. And for long periods of the second half and extra time, the ability that we know they have. But it's been a sensation of having football.
Valverde. Big header from the captain. Pau Victor. Offside. I think it's chaotic out there at the moment. Hail Mary time for Courtois and Real Madrid. It's another flick on by Bellingham, won by a player in white. Mbappe gets away from Eric Garcia, but the hand catches Eric Garcia. Real Madrid players from the touchline running on the pitch.
There's stuff being thrown on the pitch by the Real Madrid players. And Mbappe's just trying to break through there of Eric Garcia. You know, looking at the Barcelona player, something did get thrown on the pitch from the bench from a Real Madrid player. Obviously, it appears it must have been Rudiger.
Look at this here. Rudiger furious with the referee. They're having to hold him back. And Rudiger screaming at the referee, already so in the spotlight prior to this final. But they've lost it down on the touchline here, Real Madrid.
You can see something that's thrown. I mean, he's in big trouble. It doesn't miss the referee by a million miles, does it? It's at the referee, wherever it is. He's thrown an object at the referee. If it is Rudiger, it's pathetic from the Real Madrid. It's over a free kick. There's 120 odd minutes, plus all those extra minutes we've had. And they're losing it over a free kick against Kylian Mbappe. And I've just given them credit about the way they performed. They've got players that are missing through injury, important players missing through injury. Players playing in different positions throughout the game. They came back to lead when I thought it was against them. I didn't see them winning this game when they were outplayed in the first half. But then they go and spoil it by these antics with what's gone on during the week as well, regarding the referee. And they get beaten this.
Barcelona will lift the Copa del Rey for a record 32nd time. The most dramatic of finals, befitting of a Clásico, decided right at the end of extra time. Jules Koundé there, taking in the adulation of 26,000 Barca fans. At one point, Real Madrid did lead, but Barca got them level before 90 were played. And in extra time,